but is prosecuting the parents and taking benefits away sounds a bit harsh to me.
I can see where he's coming from, but at the same time, he's going to announce other things which kind of take the sting out of it. He's going to announce that parents can demand a breakfast club at their school. They can demand after-school care for their children and demand more care in the school holidays. Of course, he hasn't put a price on all of that, but those all seem like perfectly good things. I think he's got a problem with parents that take their children out of school for holidays over and over again, and then fines aren't really hitting them.
And they're
or
not
they just
paying.
cough up,
Yeah.
they just pay. I actually think that that means that the parents, not the children, have got the wrong attitude to school. So what I would like to see is a sin bin in schools, rather than just dock the benefits. Make the parents come into school and do detention and sit in the school and learn and see the value of school.
But I don't...
Because school should be an enriching experience.
Yeah, I don't agree,
you know.
because I think kids, you know, it isn't the parent playing truant, it's the kid.
Yeah.
And we know, we've talked about this often on the show, you see people being interviewed, they say, I'm trying to get them to school. Every morning I get up and even if they've dragged them there and they send them through the gates, they're bunking off out the back door. So it's not always the parents' fault. And I think it's very easy to blame parents all the time. And I'm assuming this is people who are continually truanting. This is not just a case of a kid bunking off school occasionally.
Do something, don't they? They have to find somebody.
Yeah, but
because the thing is, it's all very well
parent.
saying maybe it's not the parents. Maybe some parents are doing everything they can. Some parents. Sometimes I hate that excuse. Well, he just won't go. You know, if that was Kira, I would go and sit in the classroom with her and go, I'm going to embarrass you all day till you stay here on your own.
You say, but what about working?
Yeah, exactly. You say that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, so how do you deal with it?
I mean, I don't have the solution, but I do think that's unrealistic, because if your child, imagine you're someone who goes to work before your child goes to school, you trust your child to go to school. I'm talking about teenagers, especially with teenagers. You trust your child to go to school. If your child is making that choice and then you get back after school time, you can't really control it, and what are you going to do? Give up work? And I think I do.
It's called being a parent, isn't it?
Yeah, you say that, but a lot of parents have to work very hard and have to make sacrifices.
Jamelia, then, so when the kid comes home and they found out that they have played truant, there should be consequences for that, which is what a lot of parents start doing.
Absolutely, and I mean, I'm not making excuses for them, but I'm just saying that there are instances where children are making those decisions for themselves, and I think it's wrong to be docking child benefit. The purpose of child benefit is to benefit children, is to, you know, pay for food. But how are you going to take that away?
But you might be hurting
I don't think a lot of people do not use their child. A lot of people do not use child benefit in the way it's intended. And I also think that parents have got to face up to being parents. It is a difficult job. No one's saying it's easy. But what the parent has to do is, if they're threatened with having their benefits cut, then start cutting what you give the kids. Start taking away pocket money.
I agree with that.
Shoes.
I agree with that.
Start withdrawing their phone until they can pay the bill themselves.
I just think with child benefit, you might have, you know, a hard-working family or a single parent that's going out to work, and you're hurting the wrong people. You know, she might have two or three other children who aren't truanting, and by cutting child benefit, I think you're hitting the wrong person. Like Jamelia, I'm not sure what the solution is, but I think it needs to be a joint effort, where I just think instead of banning things and penalising everybody, maybe it just needs a bit of understanding and care for that parent who might be struggling.
I totally agree with you, and for that parent, I think that should be there, but I'm kind of with you that it's not all parents like that.
You see, Colleen and Janet, the axis of evil. We want the parents in the classroom with the children, because somehow parents have to take responsibility and go into that school. Colleen's really hit on it. Sit next to your child in class, go through a whole day and make the child see that school can be enriching and is not.
But I also think that the holiday companies should be the ones that have to pay the fine, because people take their kids out of school because we're not talking a couple of £100 extra. We're talking thousands in some cases.
I mean, that's understandable, but I do have to touch back on this point of sitting down with your children, and you know that is just completely unrealistic. It's never going to happen, and that it's
because people have got to go to work.
Because all my friends, some of my friends are stay-at-home moms. They're not all
Okay, you're saying to sit down in the classroom with these children. So some of these people would have to give up work to do that, and then we're going to judge them for not going to work. It's unrealistic. We have to be realistic.
What about the ones that don't go to work, though?
Huh?
What about the ones that don't go to work?
They need to be educated. They need to be educated. It's as simple as that. There's no...
Well, the best way to educate them is get them in the classroom. That's what I'm saying. It's simple as... I think the sooner that schools stop just thinking about children and start thinking about the family unit, and you don't just educate the child, because increasingly schools are teaching children how to take over the things their parents are failing at, like cooking and so on. And so we're having to give a child a more rounded education than possibly 2-3 generations ago. And one of the things that's happened is that people demonise school. A lot of parents say, oh, well, go to school, you know, whatever. They don't value school.
And schools got,
I think,
or
yeah,
is it
it's
the
not
minority?
It's a minority.
But a minority that
agree.
don't respect teachers or the education
Yeah, but I think
system.
it is a minority, and that's why I think the cutting benefits is very, very drastic. I think that should be a last resort.